All righty, everyone. Go ahead and call our meeting to order at, at 9:01 a.m. First on our agenda is our invocation, led by Irene.
Heavenly Father, as we begin this board meeting, we ask for your wisdom and discernment. Grant this board the courage to address sensitive matters with grace, integrity, and a unified vision that honors you and serves our organization well. Amen.
Next.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Yeehaw.
And Ms. Irene?
Okay. Devin Bacta,
Here.
Caitlin Shute, Susie Sullivan,
Present.
Ed Bennett,
Here.
John Cudd,
Here.
Deanne Haviland, Gabrielle Hillpold,
Here.
Kevin Kitchnick, James McGill,
Here.
Deborah Morin,
Here.
Jared Garcia,
Here.
Melissa Vela,
Here.
Brian McKay.
Here.
We have a quorum, sir.
And Deanna is on her way. She's stuck in school traffic.
Okay, very good.
All right, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. The meeting of the Board of Directors of the Nueces County Appraisal District will be called to order, and let the record show that a quorum of the board members are present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551, and that any conflict of interest affidavits have been received and placed on file as required by law. Next on our agenda is our public comment. Do we have anybody signed up?
No, sir.
All right, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Next on our agenda is the consent agenda. I hope everybody's had a chance to review.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? A motion and a second. Any? Sorry. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed, same sign? All right, motion passes. All right, next on our agenda is a taxpayer liaison officers report. Okay.
Good morning, y'all. It's been, since the session, so to speak, the ARB's not in anymore, and concluded, it's been really quiet. I do want to expand on one thing in the reports I give y'all every month. I say no complaints. That's not true. There's all kinds of complaints. What I mean by that are complaints that would rise to this board's attention. Y'all aren't here to arbitrate complaints. People can come, I tell them if they're really not happy, come to the board meeting, sign up. But this is, y'all don't have any more power to change the ARB's result or the informal result or the way it was done, or whether it was late or wasn't late, which is the majority of the complaints. So I don't mean to say in this report that they're all happy out there. They're not. Well, it's not really that bad. The thing that has amazed me about the complaints is how nice people are. I mean, they say they're complaining, and I get them on the phone, and I go, okay. We talk through it, and they go, okay. You know, what do you want? And oftentimes they don't know. I mean, they're just complaining. So when I say in the report there are no complaints, I don't mean that there's a whole bunch of happy property owners out there. Just that there's nothing that, in my judgment, and I also, go to Ms. Morin, nothing that would rise to this board. Other than that, y'all see we still have this ongoing articles in the Island Moon. I'm sure y'all will read them weekly. And I'm running out of stuff to say. If y'all have any, suggestions. My last one is one of the complaints, and I'm sure y'all have heard it. They're comparing what we do to a capital gains tax. You know, I buy my home, I pay for it. I didn't sell it, but the taxes keep rising. My stocks, I can sell them. That's only when I sell them in capital gains. So I try to kind of explain how that's not applicable at all. So anything else y'all want, just let me know. Other than that, I think all's good.
Maybe
Yes.
for October, because when they're just historically, when they get the first bills from the tax office,
Yeah.
a lot of people think that they can protest or ask for a reevaluation right then and there. Maybe remind them of the timelines.
I can do that.
That would be
Yeah.
the only suggestion.
Yeah, and the timeline, and y'all know, and I've tried to write about this, we're the first one, we, the district, are the first one out of the box. I mean, you've got the new year, April 15th, you paid your taxes in federal, and all of a sudden you get this thing in the mail. And that gets people wise. And that's a curse of the calendar. But I think that's a good suggestion.
I will say your articles are making more and more of their rounds. I just see them pop up everywhere, like in social media, here, there, whatnot, which is great. I mean, it's just
Well,
information getting out.
I
I
try to
like the
do
way
that.
that you word it, so
Yeah, and
good job on all that.
yeah, we're not trying to make a position, but this is how it works. And a lot of people are complaining because they just don't know how this works.
Agreed.
You know, what happens? Why do they treat me like this? Why, you know? So anyway, thank you, Mr. Chair.
No worries. All right, next on our agenda, we've got Jennifer with our second quarter 2026 investment report.
Good morning. It feels like I haven't seen you guys in several months. I'm glad to be back. So for the second quarter, we earned on average 3.24% interest. The bank accounts were sitting low as we expected. Their interest rate is lower, it's 1.71%. We had 123% collateralized in Bank of New York Mellon. Texpool had 3.63% interest, $66,000. That is where the most of our money has been placed, as I mentioned in the first quarter report. We did have a meeting with the investment committee a couple of weeks back, and one of the suggestions was to include the interest earned by month, which I have in Exhibit B. And that's a couple of pages over. So you can see in June, our interest rates did increase significantly, or I should say the earnings increased significantly, and that is because we did enter into the new banking contract with Frost. We've always had Frost, it's just the first contract that we were in had a much lower earnings credit rate of 0.5%, and this contract has 2.5%, so we have earned a considerable amount of interest starting in June, and so you'll see that. Anyone have any questions?
Okay, anyone have any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item number 9, we're gonna go ahead and move that to executive session. And so we'll go past that item, and Kavi will give us more information at that time. Number 10, discussion and or action to approve order of general election for the November 3rd, 2026 election of Appraisal District Board of Directors. Approve required notice. Lee?
Yes, so as y'all know, there's an election coming up on November 3rd, and so this is what basically kicks it off. The board basically is going to be ordering that election to take place on November 3rd, 2026. It sets out the 3 positions that are going to be up for election, and then, of course, in coordination with the county clerk, who y'all have an election services contract with, we're setting out the early voting locations, the branch locations, the main. And so that's going to be subject to change because the county clerk is still working on those locations. But if y'all see fit, y'all approve this order, and then we will post a notice in compliance with the statutes. And then this order and the notice will get updated at a later date with the locations themselves.
It's just all standard practice, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, got a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Second. A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Okay, motion passes. Number 11, discussion and or action to approve required notice of drawing for a place on the ballot and proposed date for drawing relating to the election. Back to you.
Yes. So this consistent also with what y'all did the last election cycle. The county clerk will be preparing the ballot, but we do need to tell her in what order to list the names. Of course, we won't know that until the end of the application period, which is August 17th. So once we get those, if there's more than one candidate in each of the places, then we will have to have a drawing to determine what order they will appear on the ballot. And so at this time, we are suggesting 3:30 in the afternoon on August 28th. Technically, our Miss Susie Sullivan, as the secretary, is responsible for this drawing, but we still need the board to approve the date. And then the notices will go out to the candidates timely.
Are there any questions? I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve the date.
A motion, a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Motion passes. Continuing on, discussion and or action to appoint agent to hold office hours pursuant to the Texas Election Code relating to the election. Linda?
So during the election period, from September 14th, 2026 to December 13th, 2026, which I realize is after the election, is the statutes do require that office hours be held, and they're technically held by the secretary of the board of directors. However, the code does allow you to appoint an agent, and similar to what y'all did the last election cycle, the recommendation is to go ahead and appoint Jennifer Williams to hold those election hours. It only needs to be 3 hours during business days, so we chose from 8 to 11. And then should Jennifer be unable to serve, then we do ask or recommend that y'all appoint Corinne Olivo as her alternate.
She's our mini clerk.
Anybody have any questions? Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
A motion, have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Motion passes. Thanks, Belinda. Next, we've got discussion and or action to select Zyadec AC and Refrigeration LLC for HVAC unit replacement and maintenance services pursuant to IFB number 2026-01 to approve the HVAC contract and authorize chief appraiser to execute contract. Jennifer?
So, as we have mentioned before, our air conditioning HVAC system is deteriorating, and so we did post in July an IFB. We did have one company, Zyadec AC and Refrigeration, submit the IFB, and they have met all of our specifications. So we are asking for the board to approve that contract and to authorize the chief to execute the contract. But I do have Jared here who can elaborate a little bit more on Zyadec and just some of the experiences he's had with them.
Yeah, so we're asking for the board approval today. Just want to let the board know there are some long lead times for these HVAC systems. Our second floor and third floor rooftop units have about a 24-week lead time. So pending the approval, once we receive the approval, we can begin that. We can order the units, and they'll be here late January, early February of 2027. And if they're here sooner, we would like to get them installed when we receive them.
We're hearing those HVAC problems everywhere. We're having them everywhere, the supply issues. So.
I have a question. Are they requiring money up front?
No, sir. They're requiring 100% at the completion of the project.
Okay, this looks like it's a 450 around there. I'm just doing the math in my head. Is that pretty close?
Yes, 540, I believe.
Okay. So they're not required, they will be paid when they are totally done, correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. To the chief appraiser's satisfaction, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's no requirement for a performance bond on this or anything, that they're gonna run away with our money?
That is correct.
Okay.
We only had one bid?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Why?
Well, we put out the IFB. We had 2 companies come in and walk the premises, look at our systems, but we only got 1 bid back. We also did post in the paper as well, so we did put it out there as well as on our public website that we had an IFB going out.
It's also summer. A lot of these places are busy.
People are busy. The HVAC companies.
The HVAC, yeah, I'm waiting on one of mine right now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of new buildings being bid right now by HVAC companies, and so they've committed themselves to other jobs and want to pay your employees, so it's just one of those timing things that they.
So we just need them to select.
There's not a scenario where they're gonna, but I've dealt with contractors way too much, like Devin has, I'm sure. There's not a scenario built in where they can come say, hey, we're halfway done, we need some money.
No, we have it in the contract now that 100% of the payments due upon completion of the job.
Okay, because I would have a real problem if we paid them at one time before they were done. Okay, all right.
Okay, there's no other questions. I'll need a motion to select Zyadec AC refrigeration and approve the HVAC contract and authorize the chief appraiser to execute that contract.
One more question before we do this. I'm looking at the insurance and bonding. We will have a copy of their insurance?
Yes, we do have it.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Our name is listed.
just something to think about, guys. If we could get them to sign a hold harmless agreement, so when one of the guys trips and falls, they don't sue the county.
What was that called again?
Hold harmless agreement.
Harmless agreement.
They shouldn't have a problem with it, and that will make sure if somebody gets hurt, they sue their people, not us.
If I recall correctly, there is an indemnification in the agreement, and then as far as the insurance, they do have workers' comp with waiver of subrogation and us
Okay.
as an additional.
Perfect, all right.
Okay. No, we haven't had a motion yet.
I make a motion.
Got a motion? Have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Motion passes. Next on the agenda, discussion and or action regarding Education Service Center Region 2 parking contract and authorize chief appraiser to execute the contract. Jennifer?
Yes, sir. So we do currently have a contract with the Education Service Center right across the street that is expiring here at the end of August. We would like to continue that agreement to be able to park 72 vehicles in the parking lot here to my right. So this attachment in tab 14 is the contract for 72 parking spaces to begin September 1st and ending on August the 31st of 2027. And there is no change in the price from what we currently pay.
And we don't have an option, right?
We really don't right now.
We're not sending somebody down to cash a check to pay them in cash, are we? No, okay.
Cashless. Any other questions on this for Jennifer? If not, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve the lease agreement for the parking.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? All right, motion passes. Since you're up there, Jennifer, we're gonna keep you up there. Receive report identifying current appraisal district contracts.
Okay, tab 15, again, the Education Service Center contract for the parking, that's our most immediately expiring contract. We have Microsoft 365 licenses currently through Dell. We are on a month-to-month contract with them, currently evaluating what other suppliers could be providing the Microsoft 365, but for right now, we are going month-to-month. And the other contracts are further out.
Okay. Nothing to approve here, right? No action. Anybody have any questions for Jennifer? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, next on our agenda is our executive session. Public notice is given that Board of Directors may elect to go into executive session anytime during the meeting to discuss matters listed anywhere in the agenda when authorized by the Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Should the Board of Directors elect to go into executive session, the session or sections of the Open Meetings Act authorizing the executive session will be publicly announced by the presiding officer. Upon completion of the executive session, the Board of Directors may take action as appropriate in an open session. So we'll have an executive session at 9:20 a.m.
And just to be clear, that's
We'll go ahead and continue on our agenda. Number 17 is discussion and our action relative to items discussed in executive session. I believe we have a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion to ratify the contract for Spectrum and NEPA.
Second.
Can you, Jamie, can you reword your amendment to
Yes.
what 9 is, please?
I make the motion to ratify the contract that was signed in May by Deborah, our chief appraiser, for NEPA and the Spectrum Internet Service Contract.
5-year.
5-year Internet Service Contract.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Motion passes. Next on our agenda, Deborah, with our chief appraiser's report.
So we had our certification of the 2026 appraisal roll. The annual date by when we are required to certify is July the 25th. We did certify the values on Friday, July the 24th. Typically, we're able to certify when we have 95% of the total value secured and not under protest. We were able to secure value at 98.2% for 2026. Staff worked diligently to close and secure as much value accordingly for the entities because we are in a down market and because we also had the House Bill 9 exemptions. That caused, values to decrease somewhat. That's been all the talk between all the entities and going through their truth and taxation process.
House Bill 9.
The BPP exemption of 125,000.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
that was a
So
big.
that's personal property, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, you guys know what that means, right?
Tell us.
So, I'm just, because the personal property was at $2,000 or whatever was it?
You
So-
mean at the beginning?
Yeah,
So House Bill 366 initially started off at 250, went up to 500, then it went up to, I think, once upon a time at 12, and then wound up at 2,500, and then now it's at 125.
so basically, if you, for instance, had a corporate car or a computer or office furniture or whatever, personal property could come in and evaluate you at $2,500 and above, and you pay the tax on it. So, and that would stay there for as long as you own the equipment, the vehicle, whatever it is, right? For any business, it doesn't matter what it is. So the exemption now of 125,000
Yes.
basically takes tons of personal property off the table. And just not a little bit, but tons, because every computer, every normal office does not need to be looked at anymore because they won't have half of this in there, right? So I think the impact is much more than we really know yet. And no one has really paid attention to it because it's just flew a little bit under the radar, but that's why I brought it up when you said it, because it's going to make a big difference on the tax rolls overall.
So moving on to item B, the 2025 financial audit. We are currently, it's still under review. We hope to have, there are a couple of items that are being worked on, and through mutual communication between Jennifer and our financial auditor, we are hoping to secure a final by September meeting. If by chance we don't get to the final by September, it will be October, and that is just because of the high schedule. Everybody's trying to conduct their audit right now. Okay, so moving on, item C, the third floor project. We're moving right along. We're hoping that the completion of the third floor project would be by end of September, perhaps mid-October. What we are finding is that this building that we have found goes back prior to 1950. Is a very old building. We've done our best to try to keep it maintained, but what we're finding is plumbing and electrical are the two main components that we are going to be having to take a look at coming up. This building does require a lot of maintenance, and we'll take up those issues and make sure that we keep the board informed of anything coming up. Also wanted to bring to your attention, I'm sure you all noticed our side parking lot has been resealed and restriped. It's looking pretty pristine for the downtown area. We did visit with TAMU-CC. We talked with them and they mutually agreed. They covered the bill. So just for you all to know, the parking lot cost was $5,000 to restripe and reseal, and it was covered by TAMU-CC. Moving on to our public surplus auction. It came to a close yesterday. We did sell 5 vehicles. It was 2 trucks and 3 fleet vehicles. And then we also had a lot of old some half-broken file cabinets, metal desks, metal tables, metal file cabinets where we held a lot of outdated paper. And since we are going paperless, we're trying to make sure that we secure every crack and crevice that has held dusty old papers. And so we're trying to clean up in an effort to continue to maintain the building. We gotta have a clear understanding of what's where. So in the cleanup, continuance of cleanup, we're trying to get rid of all the old paper.
Are you scanning that in?
Yes, sir. We are scanning, making sure that if it is already scanned, we don't need to hold it anymore. And that's what we're finding. And that's all I have.
All right, easy peasy. And our next board meeting, September 10th, 9 a.m. All right, moving on, any items, any suggested items for the next meeting? I have adoption of the 2027-2028 reappraisal plan as one of the items. Does anybody have anything else?
Are we gonna have our new person in Kevin's seat next meeting?
Yes, we will.
Great.
And
Oh, you were gonna introduce somebody.
yes, right now we have Krista Champagne. She has been appointed by the commissioners. She will be taking Kevin's spot for the remainder of his term. And our office works really closely with theirs, so we've already got that working relationship. And then we also have somebody else from Kevin's office, Sandra Lozano. She's director of the
Motor vehicle.
Yes, motor vehicle department, so, yes.
Awesome. We do have a hazing requirement.
No, you don't.
All righty, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Sorry, at 10:17 a.m.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah, I should know that.
It's not necessary.
Hurry up, Debbie, stop talking.
Stop talking.